We're inside the mathematics of Harry Seldon.
Yeah. Well, I wouldn't go that way. I took a dump over there.
I mean, he has been in there for 2 days, right? So. Hey, what's going on? It's your boy Santa with the Intel, and we're getting ready to watch episode 4 of Foundation. But the real jewel is my man Rakai's in the building. What's going on with you, fam?
Hello, Governor.
Geekish Network extraordinaire. Make sure you stay towards the end when we have our review of what we just got done watching with the reaction, and I promise you, you're going to really enjoy what this gentleman has to say. So without any further ado, let's get started. Now, remember the first season, they talked about you had to be asleep when you did the hyper jumping?
Mm-hmm.
So I'm wondering if that's what they just got done doing, or was that really a nap?
Prophecy. Seldon help us.
This dude looked like he fresh off the bottle every time.
He looks like he's fresh inside the bottle. Like, he is the worm. Oh, he tuna the powder too?
Something.
Isn't it funny how alcohol and hard drugs made it into the future too?
That's the Clarix.
Yeah. Not really my colour, but fuck him.
Pessimist would have said it had a permanent dark side. Oh, and speaking of dark sides, I'd keep that hidden from... He doesn't always use his best judgment around...
Jeanette. Oren. Cavalcade.
Is Cavalcade even a name?
No. I panicked. Burma. Kaitrin. Agatish.
Look, he like, I know what's up with that. Over here trying to flirt with my acolyte. I tell you how you can get it if you give me a swig. Yeah. Oh, there she go. We didn't see her last episode. Oh, the soul pick made it to the future. I wonder if it had the Black Power fist on it.
I know how to employ courtesan tricks. You taught me most of them.
Oh, did she?
Makes everyone into a courtesan.
Dang.
Eventually.
That's a nice way of saying Empire be pimping.
What, last night?
Decades ago. Rue was a concubine in the Gossamer Court.
I knew she was feeling him.
For a tryst and...
I knew it a little bit.
There's a lovely little grove. It's very secluded. We'll have your handman there as chaperone.
He is a vigilant one.
That old beard got some stories, yeah.
But even though I didn't never really see is that she was feeling the young one.
Just as Day is looking for someone desperate enough to climb on top of an empire with dangerously adjusted frontiers.
Well, she's wise enough to see the big picture.
Do you feel like you would be? Since, as we've established, you are the same man.
That's an honest answer. Like, I can't say what I'm gonna do in the future.
That would have to be before I knew you.
Oh, he better shoot that shot. See? Oh.
I like you too.
But I think you're right, though. I think you're more right than me that she's trying to milk information first.
You know, since you are the same man, have you ever wondered why they don't have us marrying? I think we'd have suited.
They ain't trying to have that. They wants his power and supper and all that now. You ain't trying to pass it on.
But if she laid that thing out for Dawn, is it cheating since we all the same man?
My man cheeks out, huh? Okay.
Why not? Could be
Usually suns out, guns out, huh? Suns out, buns out. Like,
Just as beautiful.
Yo, so the courtesan's trying to make her play too low key. Okay.
Well, that's good to know.
We keep recordings. We could watch if you like in my quarters. It's private.
Oh. Kobe?
What I keep.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
We pair
everybody
to
shooting
break
that shot.
ranks.
Everybody.
Also we're taught. Love itself is inconsequential when measured against the scale of the galaxy.
Love itself is inconsequential when measured against the scale of the galaxy. Okay.
Mm-hmm. Who is the Empire informant?
If I had to guess, it's old girl's dad.
Larry?
Now that's dope. That active camouflage.
Sorry, missed the landing.
Damn.
See? That's
right.
dope.
Yeah.
Not when you're carrying Imperial property.
We don't want any trouble. Like he said, we'd be happy to pay.
Oh, we'd be delighted to pay.
I see Dennis did not make it into the future.
Wow.
Enough!
There's Jack Ryan on.
Property we really serve.
Wow.
Oh, he is not the man he used to be.
Nah. I feel like the old version of him would have never let that happen.
Right, but his young boo husband got. Man, how did they get away that fast?
Yeah, he been in them salt mines too long.
Well, we can't know, really, because you dove in without meeting my eye first or giving me a signal. That is not how we work. Breaking a nose out of the blue.
Guess I picked up a few new tricks.
Like, come on, man. I was in the pen for 6 years. Things have changed.
Yeah. You weren't even alive to me till yesterday.
I am just saying, by the time you recognize an atrocity, you may have already been complicit in one.
Mm.
Oh, interesting. Dennis didn't make it into the future. But he stole on that woman. So apparently chivalry didn't make it into the future.
Apparently, you're worthy of an engraved invitation.
We don't know it's an invitation. Not considering what happened to the warden.
Huh?
Yeah, what happened to the warden, huh?
Nobody told him.
Nobody told him?
Well, that was a person.
He said, yeah, I'm not with that.
He said, oh, hell no.
No, your trumped up religion, yeah, can get yourself another human sacrifice, because I'm not doing it.
Too late. Got him.
Yep. Shut your ass up and come on in.
Mm-hmm.
Gentlemen, come on, both of you. We've got to help Hober.
Yeah.
This is just me then.
That drunk dude was like, nah, I'm good.
Yeah. Like, if it's not at the bottom of that thing. All right.
Nah, he's going in. He's like,
Well, are you coming?
Governance depends on me.
Dang.
yeah.
Your daughter got more stones than you? He looked at him and was like, mas punto. You little bitch.
Little bitch. One thing you told him is have my seat at the bar ready as soon as I come out. Oh,
yeah, you brought the flask, but yeah.
Oh, I promise you it's not. I've been wandering this place forever. This place never ends.
Time must be different in here too. We should step outside and gather provisions.
Y'all step outside. It's already been months. Y'all been in there.
That part.
We're inside the mathematics of Harry Seldon.
Yeah. Well, I wouldn't go that way. I took a dump over there.
I mean, he has been in there for 2 days, right? So I'm like, damn, Harry, you ain't got no lights, bro. Like, nothing.
Still wondering what made dude come on in. Had to be his daughter.
I mean, because I'm assuming at least a couple more days have passed, right? So
Yeah.
something.
Wow. I would not want to get lost in here.
You are lost in here.
But ain't enough liquor in here. No way.
Have something to eat.
Mm.
You must be hungry.
Here's the other Harry.
Well, what do you call it? A church?
We do. I am.
Good man. I mean that.
Yo, do you trust this one?
I heard you, during your wanderings. Entreaties to dead grandparents,
parents, and a bewildering number of bedmates. I'm going to need you all.
To do what?
Prevent a war.
Prevent a war.
He sobered up mad quick, didn't he?
Where the stars are scattered thinly.
And the cold of space seeps in. And call me Dewsome, please.
Dewsome?
Do you drink needle tea?
I'm told it's socially irresponsible not to on Siwenna.
Just so. Yes.
If you knock on my door, it's 40 years after I try to reach out to you. I don't know if it's gonna be a all open warm kind of thing.
Here's to those who fight.
Here's to those who fight and ask why.
Mm.
He's right. That's the toast.
Oh, and he burned?
The first gentleman was killed by the local constabulary. The second, though.
That's a drunk dude, man. Oh, girl. Yeah.
Yeah, if they're real. Until we witness one ourselves, these whisper ships are just that. Whispers.
My man was ready.
Oh, that came deep.
Get your ass out here! You and your two pretty boys from Crowdall! Local constabulary.
You don't seem too bothered.
No, but like I said, he been on the game for 40 years. He ready.
To the roof.
Plus, you see how everybody else is filthy?
Yeah.
A particle beam to the head will surely be more dignified. Please.
Dang.
I saw that coming. I didn't see him asking for it, but I saw them doing it.
Yeah.
It's an
Wow. I thought he was gonna wing him or something.
No. Like I said, he had to kill him. Or they was going to torture him.
That's kind of dope. Can't say I've ever seen that before.
Nah, it launched him
I do hope
in
you'll
like.
take some wine.
That's kind of dope. All right.
An excellent vintage.
Now, here's the thing. Did you hear when he said it contains the spirit of Harry Seldon?
Yes.
The young dude said the revolutionary AI.
Is that what I think it is?
He didn't even say that Harry was a person. He was an AI.
Yeah.
Don't use one to journey there. They don't need to know everything yet.
We'll buy passage on one of their jump ships.
We're honored to be envoys in your name, Dr. Seldon.
And you know, this doctor, like, you see how all the dark clothes, like, even like the colors tell a story. I don't trust this Seldon. Like, something's off with it.
I need a word apart with you.
With me?
You'll be fine. We'll be just outside. Come on, Father.
They didn't even realize the two clerics. They didn't realize y'all are kamikazes. He's sending y'all on suicide missions. And now Bel Rios knows about them, knows what they're capable of.
So it was divine judgment.
Let no being presume upon my mercy.
Dang, he really is taking that God role and running with it, isn't he?
Yeah, right.
Yeah, mindful. Yeah, I mean, it really blends in with a lot of other, like, you know, religious tones. Eat of my flesh, drink of my flesh, drink of my blood, you know, that whole thing.
Yeah, but it goes beyond that.
The church will fall away with time and be replaced by another. They're rightfully wary and not likely to respond well to the spiritual approach.
So you're not sending me with the drunk and the monk to...
The person who extends an open hand in friendship had better have a blade and a fist behind his back.
That's a really good quote.
He's dropping bars.
Mm-hmm.
I'd like to understand how Day survived an attack from the galaxy's best assassins. Find me the visual records of the attempt.
So you think she did have something to do with the assassination? She did send the assassins? Maybe?
Mademoiselle.
It's dark out. How long was I in there?
We've been waiting for 3 years.
Huh?
3 hours?
You can never just play along, can you? Just don't overfeed her.
Who?
Becky.
Oh, hell no.
I'm like, nigga, what?
Absolutely not. There's no way. You got me in here with a Diablo creature? Mm-mm.
Yeah.
We were getting to know each other. You were going to grow fond of me, and eventually add...
You just clap these cheeks.
Brother, I'm honored but you're a woman of virtue.
Oh, honestly, I'm not. It will happen when it happens.
Yeah, well, for the record,
A woman of small opportunities and particular likes. That sounds like a Prince bar.
on the list, I just don't like to be first in general. I mean, you saw that. Dragged me kicking and screaming into that vault.
I like to think that our consummation would have been a pretty different experience.
Oh, she like, please come get it.
She said she could have been divine for you.
I'm not attracted to many people.
Of course not. Why would you be when people are terrible?
Maybe you expect too much.
I mean, I got like 5-10 minutes right now. Like,
That's what I'm saying. I'm like, we got time.
Weenus.
Yes.
Weenus.
No.
You have a generous heart.
I mean, you gave up your pet and your ship.
Nas
With
hurt.
few
She want him to
exceptions,
clap them
attraction is
cheeks.
entirely
Please come get up under this robe.
It only matters on the small scale of the human heart.
If you're watching this on YouTube, you're going to see a cut down version of our reaction because we're only allowed to show you a limited amount of picture-in-picture. But if you want to watch the whole thing with us uncut, uninterrupted, head over to our Patreon page at patreon.com/Sintel. Become a member of this channel. You'll get access to the full uncut reaction, but you will need your own Netflix, HBO Max, or Disney Plus subscription so you can open up each episode in an adjacent window to our reaction. We'll give you a little time with a small reference video at the bottom of the screen to help you sync up the footage. And it'll be like you're watching it with your favorite pals from the internet. All right. I'm not mad at that one. Hey, so now it seems like I feel like, you know how Lord of the Rings, before it kind of gets started, you kind of got to get all your heroes together and then you tell them like what's at stake. It feels like one of those kind of moments. Like it's like now we just got to take the ring to Mordor. Everybody's kind of got to do their own thing. How you feeling about this episode 4 so far overall?
Episode 4 was highly intriguing. I think the interesting thing about calling Hober Mallow was what Pele said.
Okay.
That what's the little device, the prism.
Oh yeah, I always forget the name of that thing. Yeah.
But that it can, when he said it's a quantum supercomputer, blah blah blah, it can basically exist in two places at once. So that made me think. When Gale went into the future, and when she's tangling with old dude and he's choking her out saying, "Where is Hober Mallow?" That triggered the prism in the other spot with this Harry to say, "Oh, Hober Mallow must be part of the plan. Now we got to get him." Now, like that was triggered because it was so unexpected that it was triggered completely by her going to the future and seeing that he's an important part of the plan that they had no idea about. And that's why, like, he's a counterpoint. Like, he sent them on a kamikaze mission, go prevent war, when they just got basically confirmation that the Foundation is a problem. So war is coming.
Yeah.
And his thing is to do basically the opposite. And it's almost like we were saying about this particular Harry Seldon. It almost seems that Harry, the prism, can exist in two places at one time. Well, if this one is in the prism, is he still the AI where the other one is now flesh? Like he's not even AI anymore. Maybe his body just came out of, I don't know, suspended animation wherever he was or something, you know what I'm saying? He's cloned or what have you. I don't know, but it's like from the bars he was dropping in there, it almost seemed like, is the devil really inherently evil?
Oh, I like where you're going with this.
When he killed dude and said that sometimes a God has to show them that, you know, your wrath to make them believe, that sounds like something that the devil would say. But is the devil inherently evil when he has this omnipotent power, gives him the power to do that? So instead of you seeing my wrathful side, all right, I employ my agent to let y'all know, okay, it's not all peaches and cream out there. You know what I'm saying? Like my dude is over here doing some stuff but I need y'all to believe that I'm in control of all this. Like it just, like we're fighting two sides of the same coin here. And maybe that other side of the coin is getting a little up on itself. You know, allegedly, you know, Lucifer led a rebellion against heaven itself. I don't know, like this does have some real heavy religious undertones.
Yes.
You know, this is a scientific show, and it just, you know, and then him playing it, he's like, oh, the Foundation has hit that point where it's a religion.
Yes.
Now.
And he was kind of cool with it. He was like,
and then he was playing into that, but I don't know, this.
Yeah, no, I agree and co-sign on all of that. The big one that stood out to me was, you know, the breaking of bread and drinking of wine. You know, this is of my body. That's like, you know, this really big part of the mantra that goes along with a lot of Christianity. Eat of my flesh. But then there's the other thing that you brought up earlier regarding because we have two Harrys, and then the other Harry was brought of an idea back reformed into flesh, and since apparently the other Harry that's still living in the thing is able to turn just molecules into things, you know, it maybe justifies how the flesh and blood Harry was able to be reborn through, I forgot the young woman's name, that helps coached and guide him along. So maybe that kind of justifies how that's even possible. You know, there's always got to be balance, right? You know, whether you're talking about Star Wars, the light side, the dark side, or if you're talking about Foundation, you know, you got the fleshy Harry and then the spiritual AI version of Harry, and they're both yin and yang in this bad boy and pulling strings to something that's much greater than us mere mortals can kind of figure out, you know, when you're dealing with, you know, the moving of pieces on a universal scale. The other thing that to me is very Game of Thrones-ish is the young queen who's still trying to figure out, you know, if she's taking vengeance for her people. You know, she's trying to figure out where she stands in this order. And we are also seeing all three versions of the Brotherhood, Dusk, Dawn, and Day, are being influenced by the Queen's world. You have Day, who she's flirting quite heavy with it. You know, she's pushing hard. She's got, you know, she's hard on the clutch with that dude real quick. The already betrothed with Day, and now we see her courtesan, you know, flirting with Dusk. So she's hitting all three sides to make sure, and she's got what appears to be like one of the Imperial guards, like on the payroll. So I'm enjoying the Game of Thrones kind of part of it. You know, you got these big, powerful families and factions vying for power, and who is going to take it, because everybody has a reason to be personally involved. Day, because Dawn, because he has no real purpose anymore. If Day, you know, betroths and has these children, then his purpose is kind of like, well, what am I even here for? You got Dusk, who's trying to maintain the old ways, who doesn't necessarily agree with Day, but he's so far past his prime, he's powerless. I mean, you've got even the courtesan, who's like, yo, I came up from obscurity and now I'm in a position of power. I ain't trying to lose that. I'm not finna go back to selling tail on the street. I'm here. Let's see if we can make that happen. I love the reasons behind this Game of Thrones kind of thing going on. They're not just doing it just to do it. Everybody's got something to gain.
I think it's interesting how, like, even the courtesan, who now she's the right hand to the queen, and Dusk reminded her, you're like, yeah, well, you know, last time when I was Day, yeah, you know, I bust you down. Oh, and by the way, we can watch it on my personal porn. I can remind you how, you know.
Lest we forget. Don't get it twisted.
Yeah, he was quite the freak.
Yeah, like, I was a king once. Don't ever get it twisted.
That is.
The last big relationship and storyline is the captain. I call him Captain Belroyce.
Belrios.
Yeah, Belrios. Him doing red shirt jobs. You know, normally Captain Kirk did go down to the planet a lot in order to get some of his stuff done. But to me, this seems like simple work that somebody else should be kind of doing. But him and his little boot thing are boots on the ground, and they talk to the snitch that's been holding it down for 40 years. They chop it up for like 10 minutes, and my man is out of 3,000. How you feeling about that storyline? Are you still on with it?
Well, the thing that's interesting about their storyline is that it seems that while his young boo thing is happy to have his dude back, they haven't had a real conversation in the 6 years that they've been apart. It seems like whatever he was led to believe on his boo being gone, he was in prison, he was killed in prison, he would never see him again, whatever. He's not the same person he was when he went away. And he seems like, like the first thing he said is like, yeah, okay, I know we back in it again, but we can run away. Like we can, what I'm saying? Like I'm sick of playing the Empire's game. Like we can bounce. And he's like, man, watch your mouth, bro. They watching, listening to everything,
Yeah, I'm with you on that, because during the battle, he was like, yo, like, we used to have chemistry. You would tell me, or at least give me a signal before, the shots rang out. He's like, you just shooting from the hip right now. Like you definitely are not the person that you used to be. There was also something kind of interesting too regarding the guy that they had met, the snitch, and them spending some time going over like the books, right? Information lost. This is certainly like this generation of people, how far in the future, they definitely seem, pretty intelligent to deal with all of this type of technology, but there's still something lost, and I think books to me represents like a type of wisdom. So we're dealing with smart people that aren't necessarily wise. I don't know, man. Or I might be digging a little too deep with that. Let me know in the comments if you're feeling that a little bit, because they brought those books up for a reason. It means something, and the only thing I can squeeze out is just wisdom.
Well, the interesting thing about history is his story, and history is always told by the victors. And the one thing about books, and dude alluded to it, he said, these books are tales, lost tales that are, usually myths anyway, or whatever. However, the thing about books is that you also get to read a written account of the opposite may be true. And that's, if you look at our education system now, while they're banning books and they're banning critical race theory, and Texas, who has all the companies that create the textbooks, are rewriting history and telling you that slaves were workers and immigrants and all this other stuff to hide the fact that no, America kidnapped people and made them slaves. No, we don't want anyone to know that. And why would you think your history is so vile, so awful, that we don't want anyone to know the truth? Hell, even the Nazis, who we seem to make the most evil people in the world, they, accepted their part, and they got over it and moved ahead. And we are 200 plus years, and we haven't moved not a single inch. And I just think it's very telling that the future, they got rid of books. I've never seen a book. That is very, very telling.
Yeah. Yeah, I think there's something about something being written on a page that can't be deleted with a button, right? It's like it feels a lot more solid, and the information feels more solid if it's something written. We're at an age now where even like the movies you watch in the movie theater are different than the ones that you get when you're at home, because the technology allows things to be changed and modified, right? But books is a very difficult thing to modify and change a book. Once the ink is on the paper, it is what it is, and it feels more truthful. Now we have a book with somebody that's,
well, it does give it a certain amount of credence and authority. If you look at, just going back to the religious tones, one of the reasons why the Bible is beloved and despised is because once it hit print, and once common people were able to read it, from your Gutenberg Bibles or whatever to present, people had the ability to interpret for themselves. They didn't need so much a priest to interpret stuff for them, but you know, even though priests and ministers and stuff get more training to understand and interpret. I mean, there's 40,000 different versions of the Bible. Because people, being people, they start interpreting it the way they want to, and this is the way I saw it play out. And our version says we don't like black people, and our version says that women, you know, should only wear dresses and be subservient, and our version says that women shouldn't be, you know, in the pulpit, and you know, go on and on. One of the reasons why Islam is so despised by most Christians, they don't understand the history, you know, the cultural significance of that religion in itself. You know, it is one of the 3 Abrahamic religions. You know, Judaism, Christianity, and Islam all came from Abraham, who is revered in the Old Testament. There is one version of the Quran, you know, and whether you believe that that's a real thing or not, in Islam, you know, is very telling of this. You go back to Harry Seldon being in 2 places at one time. One is the AI, that's the thought, that's the Holy Spirit. The other one just became flesh. That sounds like the rebirth of Jesus. After Good Friday, he is born 2 days later, even though in scripture it says 3 days later, but he came back on Easter Sunday, which seems like 2 days. But you know, who can tell when you're holding time and you just came back from wherever it is that you've been after you were crucified? So, you know, this is some wild stuff, you know, and maybe it's just taken from some pseudo-religious or some atheist people who don't believe in any of this and put their own spin on it.
Right. Well, I appreciate the fact that it opens the door for questions to at least have these interesting conversations, because obviously this is a work of fiction, but is asking questions that pertain to you know, today's standards regarding religion, thought, science, governance, all of that. You know, this is a really ambitious project, you know, and it can easily, I'm sure it can ruffle feathers. I'm sure there's probably have some viewers right now that probably have some feathers ruffled regarding what's being said on the show, regarding our conversation. But that's the thing. That's what keeps art brilliant and relevant, is that it makes your mind, it forces us to think. It forces us to have a position of emotion, be it anger, love, whatever, you know. So that's why we enjoy these things, and that's why we appreciate you all for watching so much. Hey, by all means, please, in the comments, let us know what we got right, what we got wrong, and of course, the big one and the fun one is what we missed. If you've been enjoying chopping it up with this conversation, you know, my man Brakai, you know, he is a representative of the Geekish Network. Amazing. That's where I got my roots from. That's where I got my start from. Geekish Network. Don't worry, there's a link in the description.
The OG.
Yeah. Still going on stronger than ever. Please make sure you head over there, subscribe, and of course, give them a like on some of the content. You'll see Rakai constantly. Let's see, you got Bingeworthy, which is the big boy, where you're gonna hear some real good conversations. And then we got our daily news shows that go along with it as well. Everything from Star Wars to Geek Talk, Geek Beast,
Hot Squadron.
Yeah, it's a hit over there. And of course, if you haven't subscribed to this channel, what are you doing? Hit that subscription button, and of course, give us that thumbs up, because that's how the people know you're digging what we're giving you. So with that being said, we will catch you all for episode 5. Peace.